Hi, everyone. Diana Brodeen, the Assistant Director of the Foil and Specialty Effects Association, and I'm here today with Barry Dauber with ITW ShineMark. Barry, how are you today?
I am good. Nice to see you, Diana.
Great. So tell me a little bit about ITW ShineMark and your new branding.
Sure. Yeah, just earlier this year, we chose to rebrand our company as ITW ShineMark. Many people have known us as ITW Foils, ITW FoilMark, ITW Thermal Films, Aquila, ITW Laminations, and it was quite frankly as confusing as that all sounds. And we really wanted to come together under one global brand name so we could communicate effectively with our customers, build our brand, and really address our market in a really strong way. And it's only the name of the company that's changed. The people and the products and services are still here. A couple other changes that have been made is that I'm the new general manager of the business, and I've been with the business for a little bit more than a year now. I've been with ITW for 23 years. And we also have a new global sales director, Frank Kelly, who also has over 20 years with ITW as a sales executive, following the retirement of Gary Jones, a longtime industry veteran who just retired about a month ago.
Right. Great. Well, it's nice to see the branding coming out, and everyone in our the WOW box that we're sending out, they're getting the ITW ShineMark foil charts that you have behind you on the screen. So that's terrific. So as we're talking about foils, print enhancements like foils are really attracting consumer attention on the retail shelves. What are some of the trends that you're seeing with your customers as they're coming to you?
Sure. I think the two product lines that are really growing the fastest are cold foil and holography. What we're seeing quite a bit of, particularly right now, is the consumer product companies are really investing in their brands. In many areas, such as health and personal care, they've quite frankly seen a boom in business through the pandemic. And
Absolutely.
They're taking this opportunity to invest in their brands and really, bring home that value that customers have seen in this, recent year. It's been so strange, but as we all know, certain parts of the customer set have actually seen quite a bit of growth. And so the ability to use foils, holographics to enhance the branding is definitely something we're seeing as, a trend that is growing right now. I think another thing we're seeing is the move away from plastic towards paper. We see a lot of products that would be traditionally in a PET clamshell type package as a premium being moved into paperboard boxes. And using that paperboard as a way to describe premium packaging is now a newer trend, versus the plastic, which of course provides us a lot of nice opportunities in terms of our decorating, as it's easier to decorate the paper than it is the plastic, even though we can do both. We're also seeing private label starting to use more foil. I was just walking through Target the other day and noticing how many of the private label personal care, I even saw some private label like granola bars.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, it was incredible. I thought, wow, but again,
well,
I
it's
think,
not like I need an excuse to go to Target, so I can go check it out.
But I think it goes back to that original trend of, so much strength in a lot of the, in-home consumption has driven the brand owners to want to reinforce their brand image and that value proposition with their consumers. And foils are really helping that happen. I think the other thing I want to point out too is I think a lot of people are experiencing tremendous volume increases in certain areas and some supply chain issues. And people are really looking for really fast lead times. The ordering patterns through the pandemic have been just crazy, huge peaks, huge valleys. And we've really had to rely a lot about ITW's strong global resources, really that supply chain and the agility to provide our customers what they need. And it's been a nice, a good problem to have, but using our global footprint to make sure we can supply our customers in every part of the market. It's really more demands today than probably ever before.
Right. It's very challenging out there from several aspects. So you had kind of mentioned cold foil. So you do offer foils for both hot foil and cold foil processes. Are you seeing one more than the other being used right now? And where are those application methods where the cold foil or the hot foil are really shining?
Sure, sure. Well, like I said earlier, cold foil has definitely a faster growth trajectory than hot foil. Hot foil is certainly still being used, and it has its advantages in terms of that shine, and that surface quality that you get in hot foil. But we are seeing, particularly fast growth in the US and Europe, as the printers really see that high printing efficiency of cold foil, being able to lay that down in line and be able to have a simpler supply chain because you can overprint the cold foil in a more, a lot more variety than you
Right.
can with the hot foil. And so they can, again, when we talk about fast turnarounds, if you're only having to hold a couple different cold foil varieties in inventory, you can get
Right.
that onto the press right away versus, making sure that you've ordered the right color and the right widths and the right lengths, et cetera. So, at the same time, the customers are definitely demanding, very good heavy coverage and fine detail out of their cold
Right.
foils. It has to do both. And, we've recently launched our ICF2 product to try to meet those needs. And we've really worked hard to improve that brightness and surface quality, because replacing hot foil with cold foil is not a no-brainer because it's not exactly the same. But
Mm.
we've seen our customers talk to us about our brightness and surface quality being really, really strong and allowing them to make more replacements of hot foil with cold foil. And so it's, we absolutely are still seeing hot foil, all around, wine bottles and chocolates and,
Right.
cosmetics, et cetera. There's wonderful places to use that. But overall, cold foil seems to be the preferred choice of, for a lot of people doing their new designs.
Kind of on a growth trajectory. So
Mhm.
the other thing that maybe we want to talk about is holographic foils, which really have a security kind of a background. But what other applications are holographics being used for right now?
Sure, sure. Like I said earlier, holographics has been, a strong growth area because very often that whole diffraction effect brings you talked about security, but
Right.
in that same way that consumer sees it as a premium product when they see that
Right. Yeah.
fancy look, oh, look, it's a rainbow color. It changes when I move my head. And we saw, oral care, toothpaste, teeth whitening, et cetera,
Mhm.
really was the vanguard of this. And it is still super strong. Again, if you walk through Target or Walmart, et cetera, and you go down that oral care aisle, you see holographics everywhere.
Right.
But we're watching it grow quite a bit in personal care, different areas around different kinds of soaps, lotions,
Mhm.
shampoos, et cetera. Cosmetics, of course, very high-end products. You will see that. Over-the-counter drugs, we're seeing
Right.
some holographics, Alka-Seltzer and different things like that. And even some pet foods have
Oh,
holographics on them. Again, because it provides that premium appeal to the consumer. And you know, with holographics, there's a number of things that are going on there. We've got some standard patterns, and all of us suppliers have those standard patterns. And we also can work with our printers and brand owners to have custom holographics as well. And we do our own origination and consultation services. And what that allows us to do is we can provide that same holographic pattern across hot foil, cold foil, and laminations so that the brand owner can have consistency across all their different packaging in that brand.
right. A lot of options there for them. So
Absolutely.
one of the other services that you guys provide is you're able to offer hot foil dyes as well. So what benefit does it offer your customer when you can get the dyes and the foils from the same supplier?
Oh, sure. All right. We have had our Aquila business unit. A lot of people still know them as Aquila, yet another brand under the ShineMark umbrella. Uh, By being able to offer the hot foils and the dyes together, we provide our customers that one point of contact. So when they've designed a new product or new decoration, we can provide, both services to them. And, we will create those, CNC rotary brass die cylinders out of our Florida plant for those hot stamp systems. And it's, like I said, the big benefit, I think, for our customers is just that it's all one point of contact, and it's all going to work well together.
Right. That's great. And yeah, ITW Aquila, big name. We've worked with them for years and years with the Foil and Specialty Effects Association. So it's nice to see it all together in one brand. So sustainability is the kind of the buzzword, the big concern for everyone in print and packaging. And we actually spent all of week one of our online spring summit talking about sustainability issues and what's happening in the industry. But from the consumer perspective, brand owners and our print finishers, how is ITW ShineMark supporting its customers and working toward those sustainability goals?
That's a great question, Diana. I mean, sustainability is on the top of mind all over. We see the consumer product companies with their initiatives of, reducing 25% by 2025 and
Right.
all different versions of those things. And it's an absolute key element to the value proposition that, we at ITW, as well as our whole industry, provides to our customers. And we make sure that sustainability is baked into everything we're doing in our product development. And so to talk more specifically about it, I think there's a handful of points that are really important. One, first of all, is running efficiency. Having as little scrap as possible is one of the very first steps. I mean, I know that's into our printers plants, but it matters to everybody. And so having high quality products that can allow you to run with as little scrap and rework as possible is absolutely critical. Like, for example, we have, seamless holographic foils that allow people have better efficiency in their running and their print layouts. But after, talking about that plant, we really have to do a lot to educate people about the sustainability of foils. And this is where, FSEA has done a great job. And we were just talking with your leadership about, getting more involved in making sure that we can help message to the whole customer set about the sustainability of foils, that it does not get in the way of repulping of paper. It does not have an impact on the recycling. And it's an important message. And I know you talked about it all last week, because sometimes people think, oh my gosh, there's aluminum on the package, it must not be recyclable. And people don't understand that we're talking about nanometers of aluminum, and that it's, it's very much meaningless to the recycling process, as many of the inks are on the product. But again, we need to work with our customers to help educate their customers about that sustainability of the product. And then lastly, there's, a big issue in the spent PET after the foiling process.
Absolutely.
It's the number one thing we buy is PET, which means it's the number one thing we're sending to our customers. And it's the number one thing, from the foiling process that they're looking back at us saying, what are we going to do with all this stuff?
Right.
And we are piloting a PET recycling program in Europe right now. And it is part of our ITW ShineMark goal is to figure out a way to be able to help reduce that waste at all of our customers' facilities. I know they don't want to landfill it, and we are working on ways to find ways to make sure that that product can be disposed of or recycled and reused as best we can.
Right. It's really a start to finish process. It's not just the foils, it's the carrier. It's all the way through the production cycles and efficiencies at the plant level. Absolutely. It's a very complicated question, and it's going to take a lot of work, not just from our industry side of it, but also on the recycling side, from the educating the recyclers, not just brand owners at the front end of the design process. So it'll be an interesting conversation, and I'm quite sure we'll be having it for a long time.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, it's a major communication effort. There's clearly the technical side, but that's sort of the easy part. The
Right.
harder part is just what you said, making sure that everybody in that sustainability chain really understands what the product is, and that the fact that it is recyclable, and you know it is something that our brand owners shouldn't be worried about. And then make sure their consumers understand that too, and that's a whole nother messaging issue.
Absolutely. Well, we look forward to working with you as we start education about sustainability issues in our industry. Thank you so much for joining us today and for sponsoring week one of the, or week two of the conference, losing track of time already. We greatly appreciate ITW ShineMark and the time that you've given us.
Diana, it was a great pleasure to be here. It was really nice to have this conversation with you, and we look forward to working with you more in the future.
Thanks, Barry.
Bye-bye.